Welcome to Monday Night Raw live here in Davenport, Iowa, in which we are kicking things off with a World Heavyweight Champion, the unpredictable badass Bron Breakker, who I've got no doubt is going to reply to CM Punk, who has recently set his sights again on that title around Bron Breakker's waist, the World Heavyweight Championship. I can see Paul Heyman accompanying Bron Breakker backstage, and down to the ring. So I'm being told that we're gonna cut to something backstage. So let's cut backstage real quickly. And we're backstage here. We cut to Austin Theory beating down Jimmy Uso with a steel chair. This is live. This is happening right now. This is not footage we have found. This is happening as Bron Breakker is making his way down to the ring, and Jimmy Uso being sent into that wall and that glass window by Austin Theory. And we'll cut to the parking lot, and Logan Paul with Jey Uso drives him head first through a car window. And let's cut back to Bron Breakker. And well, as we just saw, the Vision taking out the Usos backstage. I imagine that was a plan hatched by Paul Heyman. But what we're going to hear from what Bron Breakker and Paul Heyman have to say here tonight, before we can even talk about what happened to the Usos moments ago. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Heyman, and what you just saw is what happens when you fuck around and find out. You see, the Usos have had issues since, we screwed Jey Uso at the World Heavyweight Championship when Austin Theory stopped him from beating Bron Breakker, as if Jey Uso ever stood a chance to begin with anyway. But that's a talk for another day. But the Usos, they seemingly have become, they went from the lackeys to the tribal chief to the cannon fodder for CM Punk. And Punk, here's a message for you: stay clear of Bron Breakker. As your friend, stay clear of the Vision if you know what's good for your career. Punk, I heard what you had to say about me last week, calling me a nepo baby and everything like that. But you see, Punk, I know you're saying all these words because you're scared to face me man to man. Because look what I did to Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. I retired the Beast. I slayed the Beast once and for all, something you could never do. And Punk, you are nowhere near the athlete. You are nowhere near the man Brock Lesnar is. And what's going to happen when I get my hands on you? I'm going to rip you apart. I'm going to destroy you and prove that the best in the world is just a saying that only you believe, and you are nowhere close to being the best in this industry, as I am now the best this brand has to offer, the best this company has to offer as your World Heavyweight Champion. So Punk, like Paul said, if you know what's good for you, stay clear, because your old washed up arse is just going to be food for me when I destroy you when you come face to face with me. So head over to SmackDown, head elsewhere, hell, even quit the company again to save yourself. Because if your old washed up arse decides to face me, and I'll be sending you home in a body bag to your wife. And that's not a threat, that's a promise. JD, look, me, Raquel, Liv, we've all got a plan for tonight's main event to help you beat Finn. We've been going over it for the past couple of days. We've got a plan set up for you to help you beat Finn and deal with him once and for all. So JD, just tell me if you want to hear it, and I'll leave you to prepare. Dom, you know I always appreciate the help and I appreciate the ideas, but tonight I'm going to have to turn you down, because it's going to have to be me and Finn one-on-one. Because you know that if you go out there and help me beat Finn or anything like that, or if you're just there at ringside and don't even get involved, Finn will just come crying and come crawling back like a cockroach we can't kill and be a bad smell in the Judgment Day locker room. So Dom, I'm going to have to turn you down tonight, but thank you for your help. You know what? You're actually right. You're actually right, JD, because we want Finn done. We want Finn gone so we can focus on dominating Raw again as me as IC champion, Raquel as Queen of the Ring, Liv Morgan soon to be world champion again, and you breaking free by yourself with Finn gone. That's actually smart. I'll leave you to get ready for your match. And well, after that chaotic start to Monday Night Raw, it's time for our first matchup of the night, in which Becky Lynch is hired to defend the Women's Intercontinental Championship, not by choice, forced upon this by General Manager Adam Pearce. Obviously, Becky Lynch came out last week and, said a few words that got her into trouble. And then Adam Pearce said, you know what, you're going to defend the title next week here in Davenport, Iowa, a place that will hold a special place in her heart. Obviously, Seth Rollins is from here, but Becky Lynch tonight is looking to retain that title. She won after defeating Jordynne Grace for it. To see injuring Jordynne Grace in the process to win the title, but Becky Lynch believes she wins it. She's won it fair and square, and that she should have won it back at WrestleMania when she challenged then champion Jordynne Grace for the title, and she says she was screwed out of it by the referee and Jessica Carr. Oh, we're going to get this one underway here in moments. We're going to find out who Becky Lynch's opponent is here tonight. And Lynch awaits her opponent in the ring. And well, this is going to be interesting, because seemingly making their debut on Monday Night Raw is someone who's been making a splash here down in NXT, and that is Lizzie Rain, who's making her way down to the ring. And well, Becky Lynch does not seem best pleased that Lizzie Rain is making her way down here. An up-and-comer, someone who could shock the world here tonight and win the IC Championship in her first match here on Monday Night Raw. See, Becky Lynch is going to do all she can to stop that from being the outcome, but you never know. We've seen bigger shocks happen in the past, and Becky Lynch completely blindsided by Lizzie Rain in this one. No time to prepare for her opponent. This was an open challenge. Well, not necessarily an open challenge, but a match that she didn't know who she was taking on. It was put together by Adam Pearce. And well, Lizzie Rain here on Monday Night Raw taking on Becky Lynch for the IC Championship. And well, this one should be good. Lynch v Rain, IC Championship on the line. And Lizzie Rain seems confident going into this one. Let's get this one underway. And well, as Becky Lynch is making note of, you see who the referee is, and that is Jessica Carr. Well, Becky Lynch here frustrated that she is the referee, and Lizzie Rain taking no. Well, she knows this is the biggest opportunity of her career, and going straight after Lynch here in this one. Oh, Becky, well, frustrated that she's the referee, so she believes that Jessica Carr screwed her over back at WrestleMania. And Lizzie Rain getting a better Lynch here early on in this one, but Lynch with like huge kick to the midsection and elbow to the back of the head. And Lynch again exchanging some words with Jessica Carr, the referee. So the title is on the line in this one. There's a backhand there for Lynch, rocks Rain onto the ropes, but Lizzie rebounds, kick to the midsection, and it's a super kick there to the leg, and now a huge kick to the back of the, or kick, and a back kick there to the side of the head into the roundhouse kick, missed. That could be it in this one, but Lynch kicks out there at 2. So I believe this is Becky Lynch's first title defense as champion since winning it. Obviously, she believes she was going to wait all the way up until SummerSlam to wait to retain, defend the championship, but Adam Pearce had other ideas. And that's why we have this match up here tonight. And Lizzie Rain making her debut. Not to show she is a Raw superstar just yet. A Gator roll here. Now picks her up and slams her down with a Falcon Arrow. And into a cover again here on Becky Lynch. Here's a young up-and-comer. But Lynch kicks out there at 2. Well, Becky Lynch needs to stop being frustrated that Jessica Carr is the official for matches. She's a trusted official by Adam Pearce. She knows what she's doing. She's not out here to ruin the career of Becky Lynch, etc. She's out here to do her job and do it well. That's what Becky needs to focus on instead. She keeps turning her attention to the referee, which is going to cost her. She could lose the title here tonight if she doesn't focus up. And Lynch again caught by that back kick there. Now Lizzie Rain with these huge punches to the face of Becky Lynch here. Well, Lynch no choice but to roll to the outside of the ring here on the ropes, getting herself back up to her feet. And to being rocked by that huge kick and those punches. But Lynch using the ropes to her advantage there. And Becky now looking for a leg drop there, but not done just yet. It's Becky as she follows up with a second one. The heel across the face at that time for added damage and added measure there. As Lynch now rolls her through, lifts her up, impressive power here by Becky Lynch and slams her down there with the power bomb. See, Lizzie Rain can win the IC Championship here tonight. It will be a short reign for Becky Lynch. On the first title defense, she loses the title to a young up-and-comer. And she will say that she was screwed out of it. It was all a conspiracy. But Lynch counters her with a huge clothesline there to Lizzie Rain. Well, Becky seems to not wanting this one to go on too long. As Becky now, what's she thinking here? Becky Lynch double underhook with a pedigree. There to Lizzie Rain. And what it seems she's spent after the damage she's taken in this one, not able to capitalise and go for the cover after the pedigree, taking a page out of Seth Rollins. well, Arsenal here in his hometown in Davenport, Iowa. There's a reverse sling blade by Lizzie Rain. And well, you would think that maybe here there's going to be some fans of Becky Lynch, but they seem to be all behind Lizzie Rain, who's, well, shown what she can do here tonight on her debut. As Rain now calling Lynch to her feet again, looking for this gated roll into the Falcon Arrow. And plants Lynch down there, just to see it. Impressive there from Lizzie Rain. As now goes middle rope. As Rain now looking for a senton right to the ribs of the champion. And Lizzie Rain now, she's thinking next to Lizzie now, kicked in the midsection. Just planting Lynch face first into the mat there. And Lynch rolling over, trying to get herself up via the ropes. After being rocked by a huge, well, face plant into the mat there. But Lynch counters, kick to the midsection. Now a huge uppercut there, right underneath the chin there. Just drops Lizzie Rain down to the mat, but Lynch getting her back to her feet here, looking for added damage and added punishment. Just a huge exploder suplex there. Launching Lizzie Rain across the ring now, an elbow through the chest there. After young up and comer, like I say, not too sure if she's going to be a Raw superstar, SmackDown superstar, whether she's just here for this matchup and going to go back to NXT. That's what we're yet to find out. But Lynch here, she'll love for her to go back to NXT after that kick there through the rope, sending her to ringside. And Lynch now is taking the high ground here and wiping the floor. And believes that she, well, had this one done. But there's a cutter there from Lizzie Rain. That could be it. The championship reign of Becky Lynch could be over. But Becky kicks out there just about. And well, Lizzie Rain knows it was almost her moment just there. If she can win a title on her first match appearance Monday Night Raw, that'd be an insane debut for her. As Lynch now kicked to the midsection by Lizzie Rain now, hoisted up, maybe looking for a brainbuster here, but Lynch slips out the back here, and Becky now catches her into the disarmer, takes her down, and Lynch looking to make Lizzie Rain submit here via the disarmer. Looking to snap the arm here, but can Lizzie Rain fight away at this one? And Lizzie Rain can do so, pushes Lynch away as well. And Lynch caught, dropped here into the knee. Lynch could be out cold. That could be it for the title reign. But again, not just yet. Becky Lynch with just about enough wherewithal to kick out of that one just there, to being driven face first into the knee of Lizzie Rain. And what a debut this has been so far for her. As Lizzie Rain now again drops her face first into the mat there. What a showcase it has been for her so far. And like I said, she can win the title. This would be incredible for her on her debut. She will shock the world by doing so. She will definitely shock Becky Lynch. As now Lizzie Rain top rope. What's she thinking here? Going big here with this one. A full away suplex off the top rope. That could, what definitely could be it. Lizzie Rain into the cover. But well, there's the veteran instincts of Becky Lynch. She saw a roll there just to the ropes. Just enough wherewithal to save the matchup for herself. And Lizzie Rain now telling Becky Lynch to get to her feet and drawing a line in the centre. Well, Lynch doesn't seem best pleased. I don't think she wants this matchup to continue even more and more. Drawing Lizzie Rain to ringside, and more Becky Lynch now, the oldest trick in the book, drives Lizzie Rain into the steel steps. And Lynch now with the high ground herself tells her to get back into the ring. Well, Lizzie Rain's not going to back down from a fight with her that much from what we've seen of her so far. And Lizzie Rain hung over the top rope back by Lynch, who again sends her to the mat. And Becky now is taking a second just to bask in the booze of the crowd. But Lynch, well, she's back to her feet. Lizzie Rain here again with that huge kick there to Lynch. Well, Lizzie Rain could be about to become the Women's Intercontinental Champion on the first night here on Monday Night Raw. Double underhook suplex there, launching Lynch across the ring. And Lizzie Rain is fired up here. And Rain now chop, caught there by Lynch though. And Becky now manhandle slam. But Lizzie Rain kicks out. And Becky Lynch, well, here we go again. Becky Lynch arguing with the official, saying that should have been a free count. But Lizzie Rain is back to her feet. And Rain with the cutter for a second time. And that calls Lynch back to her feet here. We know what she's thinking next. To become Women's IC Champion. Looking for Thunderstruck. Is that it? Not just yet. Somehow it isn't over. When it's Lizzie Rain's turn to ask the referee how that wasn't a free. When Lizzie Rain hit her biggest shot and it wasn't enough, so did Becky Lynch though. And Lynch now. Huge kick to the midsection. Off the ropes. Boots to the face there. And Lynch, what is she doing here? Taking apart the turnbuckle pad. And Lynch has well bad intentions here. And Lynch clearly has some bad intentions for Lizzie Rain, but well, just like I called the referee, it's not funny for Becky Lynch's tricks here. And Rain Latino with some huge strikes to Lynch. And there's a huge forearm to the face. And Lynch realizing well a plan has not gone to fruition. Frustrated here. It's a kick to the midsection by Lizzie Rain. Lizzie now spinning back over, caught by Lynch there, kick to the midsection. As he's still going back and forth here, this deep into the matchup, who will give first? Lizzie Rain, a big mistake there. And now Lynch though, you can see both women are tied in this one, backhand there by Lynch. A huge shot again. Off the ropes. Lizzie Rain, kick to the midsection. But the momentum runs in, grabs Lynch instead. And Becky Lynch though, steps at the back. And what rolls up, Lizzie Rain here to retain the championship. And Becky does so, surviving Lizzie Rain. And Becky is still your IC champion, but what a showcase of Lizzie Rain here tonight. And that's the veteran instincts there, Becky Lynch, just realising that Jessica Carr knew what she was planning. Taking apart both turnbuckle pads. Lynch's plan, I believe, was as Jessica Carr was using one of them to put back the other one. And Lynch would use the exposed steel on Lizzie Rain to win the matchup. But Jessica Carr, the official, knew exactly what Lynch was planning and didn't fall for it. Didn't go after either turnbuckle pad and kept rising the action. And here, at her back and forth, Lynch just about survives and keeps hold of the IC Championship. Oh, what a showcase from Lizzie Rain here tonight. And like I said, Lynch survives Lizzie Rain here in this one to start the show off with. Now Woods, this is a disrespect that we don't stand for anymore. We did you guys a nice thing by becoming tag team champions, the greatest tag team champions of all time, the greatest tag team of all time, not including Big E, because he held his back for so long, and this is how you treat us since then. You boo us, you say we're the bad guys, you say that we're the villains, we say we cheat to win. We do what's right. We should be tag team champions. We should be the face of the tag team wrestling in WWE because we are the greatest of all time. Kof, take a breather, but he's right. You see, you guys disrespect us for so long because you see, we should be tag team champions. We are made to be champions, and that's what we are. And it doesn't matter who steps to us, who's the next team we're going to face. All that's going to happen is that we put them down just like we did every other team beforehand, and we are going to remain tag team champions for the foreseeable future because we deserve to be tag team champions. And you guys should all be on your knees right now praying to the sky saying thank you for the New Day. And well, after that message from the New Day, and before we get into our main event, we have tag team action for you here tonight, in which Fraxiom are out here for action. And well, Fraxiom are a team that are on the precipice of achieving championship gold. Every time we see them, they impress in the ring, they look great in the ring, but then they get like momentum stopped by a loss in a big match, or just something doesn't go their way. But tonight Fraxiom are going to be hoping that luck is on their side, that tonight will be their night. It's a New Day. Well, they need tag team challengers, and maybe Fraxiom are out here to put their hat in a race. As well, Fraxiom v the New Day will be a great tag team match. And let's see who Fraxiom has to get past first of all to even consider facing a New Day for the Undisputed Tag Team Championships. Well, let's see who's stepping up tonight to also face Fraxiom and maybe get an Assault Tag Team title opportunity. And well, it's going to be the Culling in Sean Spears and Nico Vance, who last time we saw them in their debut, they impressed in a victory. So maybe tonight they can continue their momentum and go on to Tag Team Gold. This is Sean Spears, the experienced one of the team, leading Nico Vance to success so far. Well, this one should be a great one. Two products of NXT going one-on-one in this one. Two teams that made their name down in NXT and have done well down there. Here tonight, though, on the main roster, are going, well, I was going to say one-on-one, but 2-on-2 in a tag team match. And Sean Spears and Nico Vance have some confidence on their side. Like I said, last time we saw them, they won their debut match and they looked great in that match. But tonight, can they continue that momentum and get a big victory over Fraxiom as they look to book their spot in a tag team title match with the New Day somewhere down the line? Got to say, it would be an upset victory if the Culling were to become tag team champions. A fairly new team, but that could be on their side as well because no one yet knows how to deal with them. But let's get this one underway. The Culling v Fraxiom here tonight before getting to our main event between Finn Balor and JD McDonagh. This one should be a great one. Well, Fraxiom starting out for, well, Axiom starting out for Fraxiom and Nico Vance starting out for the Culling here, it seems. Let's get this one underway. And what is an obvious advantage for either team in this one? Fraxiom had the speed, the agility, and all of that on their side, but the Culling, they have the power on their side as Axiom using that speed already with a poison Rana. The start this one off with, and Fraxiom out with a shooting star press to Nico Vance. It could be a quick one, but Nico Vance just kicks out there. Well, last time I saw Nico Vance in action, he did look good alongside Sean Spears. But it seems like Fraxiom tonight are coming out, organs blazing, with the speed they're known for. And Fraxiom looking for a kick there, caught there with his tracks. And Nico Vance with a spinning back fist. Wipes out Axiom there, drops into the mat. And now Nico Vance with a short lariat, almost decapitating the Spanish-born superstar in Fraxiom. And now just driving him face first into his knee. And now into the cover. But Fraxiom are still alive in this one as Axiom keeps this one alive for them. Well, it seems like Nico Vance is the better of Axiom so far, using the power to his advantage. But Fraxiom, well, Axiom, sorry, slips at the back here. And there's a chop block as Axiom now with a super kick to Nico Vance. Well, it would be smart for Fraxiom to keep Nico Vance in the match. The unexperienced of the two. This is Sean Spears, a well-travelled superstar, the veteran of the team. As now Nathan Fraser in this one, kick to the midsection. Now drives by with a drop kick. And here's the speed of Nathan Fraser with the Shining Wizard. It's a big combination of strikes there. Will that be enough? But Nico Vance again gets the shoulders up there just about. While Sean Spears creating a distraction momentarily for Nathan Fraser. For Nico Vance to get back to his feet and does so. And Vance now looking to take advantage of the situation with a super kick of his own there, right to the jaw. And Sean Spears directing traffic at ringside. Calling for the tag, and it seems that Nico Vance is going to do so. Tagging in the veteran in Sean Spears with a big back body drop to Nathan Fraser, and a harsh landing there for the high flying superstar. But Nathan Fraser with a speed slips at the back here into a pinfall situation. But Sean Spears with the experience to turn it over. And Fraser no choice but to kick out there. And that's Sean Spears with a running neck breaker. He lined that one up as it had it measured and connected with it flush there. This Sean Spears. Well, went to take out Axiom, but did not have the full effect he wanted. And now Nathan Fraser back here. Well, a mistake there from the veteran. Axiom saw him coming. The quickness of Axiom saved him there. Sling blade by Fraser. And that sends Sean Spears into the corner. We're looking for another tag. Axiom back into this one. As Fraxiom now double super kicks. And why is he into the cover here? Is Axiom. There's another kick out there at 2. And we're Axiom in control of this one for his team, with Sean Spears now in the match. And much bigger superstars. Axiom with impressive strength here, lifting Sean Spears up, but slips at the back. Does Spears. And a reverse DDT. Gains control of the match for his team. And now just trying to, well, rip the mask here, tweaking the neck at the same time. Is Sean Spears here. He's just dominating this matchup now, using the power, the size advantage. Over Axiom to his advantage here. And now again, drives him down to the mat with a net breaker. And Axiom looking for the tag, but Sean Spears cuts him off again. And there's a snapmare. And Spears now clearly in control, enjoying the fact that his team are in control of this one. Makes the tag here back to Nico Vance. Kick to the midsection. And Vance now in control. Lines him up for that super kick again. And when Nico Vance is sizing up Axiom for something here, whatever it is, it's not going to be good. But the Spanish one super sign has a Superman punch into the cover. And Fraser in though to break it up. And save the matchup for his team. We'll see the frustration of the Culling, who will take him out at ringside and will Axiom back to his feet, but realises there isn't a tag on and has to stay on the front foot here with some huge chops there. Axiom with a huge overhand chop, now looking for a shooting star press, knees are up though. And Nico Vance with a huge just forearm to the face there. Now with some repeated kicks. And while Nico Vance stalking Axiom here is, well, taking this time to get back to his feet after that huge forearm, and there's kicks to the face, clearly done the damage. But Nico Vance is Sean Spears is having to put this one away, and he's going to do so, well, look to do so anyway with the spear. But Axiom just kicks out. And Sean Spears makes the tag. Frustrated that wasn't enough. Looks to get the job done himself here. And Spears now, well, Axiom realizing he's no longer the legal man, going after Sean Spears here. A huge half-and-half suplex, but Axiom's down. Both men are down in this one. What a tag team matches there's been so far between the two teams. And Sean Spears back to his feet though. Axiom catches him. And a Spanish fly. But Spears kicks out at 2. Well, that's not where you want to be when you're in a ring with even member of Axiom or Fraxiom. There's Axiom here looking to fly, sends Sean Spears to ringside. Uses the ropes, and now with a huge shotgun drop kick for the ropes. I thought he was going to go for a suicide dive possibly, but instead went for the drop kick instead. As Fraxiom now makes a climb to the top. Sean Spears back to his feet. Trying to cut off the Spanish born superstars. Fraxiom now with momentum on his side here. On the top rope. Looking for a crossbody. Caught by Sean Spears. And Spears up onto the shoulders. Death Valley driver. Axiom again, semi kicks. The resiliency of Axiom on show. And Sean Spears now frustrated, tags back in Nico Vance. As Vance now looking for the clothesline. Out of the way is Axiom. Golden ratio. And Fraxiom get the job done. Sean Spears too late to break up the pinfall. Didn't realise the danger that Nico Vance was in. I think he was mouthing off at the crowd when the golden ratio connected. And when he turned around, realised that Nico Vance's eyes were closed. It closed over. There was no kicking after the golden ratio connected. And what Fraxiom definitely on that victory for his team tonight. Digging down deep, surviving not only the spear, but also the Death Valley driver. And Fraxiom get a big victory here tonight. let's get into our next match, which is our main event between JD McDonagh and Finn Balor, which should be a great one. And what it's time for our main event here tonight on Monday Night Raw, as it's time for two former Judgment Day friends, allies, Protege v Master, to go one-on-one. And out first is the Irish Ace, JD McDonagh, the one who stabbed the knife in the back of Finn Balor and excommunicated him from the Judgment Day after Finn Balor lost the King at the Ring final against Obafemi. Obviously, in the previous weeks in the build-up, Finn Balor has seemingly had different ideas to the Judgment Day, been trying to get things done by himself, refusing Judgment Day help, which is kind of similar to what JD has done tonight. As we heard earlier tonight, he said to Dom he appreciated the offer, but he wants to get this one done by himself. He wants to prove that he's better than Finn Balor, and then after this, Finn Balor will be an issue in the past. They can focus on dominating Monday Night Raw once again. Dom can focus on the IC Championship, Raquel being Queen of the Ring with Morgan and whatever she's got planned next. But JD McDonagh can hit a chorus of boos there tonight, where he's got, I guess, a pound of flesh to be taken from him if Finn Balor gets his way here tonight. His revenge is on its way. So as we saw Finn Balor get attacked by JD backstage at the Night of Champions, and JD said he did it because the rest of the Judgment Day wanted to kick Finn Balor out of the group for a while, but he's been defending Finn. But that was the final straw that broke the camel's back, and JD had enough himself and decided he would be the one to send Finn packing from the Judgment Day. And well, Finn Balor tonight, well, this could be a revival for himself, or it could be a slip down the mountain that he can't afford to take at this stage of his career. As we heard from the likes of Sheamus, etc., that's brought out this side of Finn Balor again. Finn is better than what the Judgment Day have been doing. Finn, the former, first ever Universal Champion, former NXT Champion, and Balor tonight, well, coming donned in some old gear, shedding the skin of the Judgment Day, and returning back to the Prince, it seems. And Balor tonight, as you can see, there's not a man out here to have fun and games. There's a man out here to deal with his business, to deal with JD McDonagh, to put the Judgment Day behind him and move forward. And well, how funny things have changed. When Damian Priest got excommunicated from the Judgment Day, it was because of very similar situations. And Finn Balor was the one who kicked Damian Priest right at the Judgment Day over a year ago. And I imagine Priest over on SmackDown sees the irony of what's happened to Finn. I can see the crowd here tonight are behind Balor. They've been wanting to see Finn Balor break free from the chains of the Judgment Day for a while now. They got what they wanted, and Balor maybe got what he wanted as well. Just not in the way that he expected it, with his long-term friend, long-term student in JD McDonagh being the one to stop the knife in his back. Maybe he expected Morgan, Raquel or Dom to do it, but never JD. But that is what happened, and Balor tonight, set his sights on JD McDonagh. Let's get this one underway in our main event. This one will be a great match. There's so much history between these two. There's so much, I guess, now pent up frustration and also anger on the end of Balor. I can hear the crowd chanting his name. They're faint chants to echo around the ring, and these two, there's exchanging some words. So like I said, these two long-term friends, long-term allies, Protege and Master, are going to go one-on-one here at the main event. Let's get this one underway. And well, where we're going here in this one, and Finn looking for that huge kick early on, and McDonagh here with these huge elbows to the face of Finn, trapping him in the corner. Early on in this one, McDonagh seemingly has a plan, and let's go gung-ho at the start of this one. Maybe taking out some frustration he has. So see, they lost the tag team titles together. Now McDonagh just screaming in the face of Finn in the corner here. And Finn, a clean break surprisingly there, but there's the elbow caught on McDonagh now. Double knees to the face there. And like I said, maybe McDonagh has some frustrations he's taking out here on Finn. So like I said, when they lost the tag team championships, it was Finn Balor who was pinned. It wasn't JD McDonagh. And many people have said during the tag team bouts in the World Champions that McDonagh outperformed Finn, that he was the ace in the team, as the Islands callers connected with early on here. But Finn kicks out too. So like I was saying on the way down to the rings, these two long-term friends, long-term allies, long-term tag team partners, student and master. But tonight that goes pretty much all out the window, as McDonagh turned that all in to stay part of the Judgment Day instead of staying with Finn Balor, staying by his side and maybe leaving the Judgment Day to help Finn find his ground again. Instead took the knife and stabbed him in the back, and now is on the receiving end of the Prince's punishment in this matchup, with a huge stomp there to the midsection after the figure 4 leg lock being applied momentarily in this one, as Finn now looking for a simple but effective body slam, but JD up and over the top, scoops up Balor here, and Finn kicks out too, and it could have been all over just like that as JD flies him with a huge knee strike. And like I said, McDonagh is not wasting any time here tonight, looking to get this one done as quickly as possible, looking to put Finn Balor behind him on the Judgment Day as quickly as possible. McDonagh now again with his boot to the face here. This time the Balor doesn't counter, and McDonagh now just digging the boot into the throat of Balor now in the corner. See, as we heard earlier tonight, JD wants to do this one by himself. Looks to put Finn Balor behind him and get the bad smell at the Judgment Day clubhouse. At that German suplex, it was almost over. And now McDonagh just mocking Finn Balor there, and Balor now gingerly getting this back to his feet. That German suplex was kept to a picture perfect there. Balor though, an eye rake there, and Finn basement drop kick, and Balor now with his huge kicks to the ribs here, and a glancing forearm across the face, and again now that boot driving the air out of the lungs of the Irish ace here tonight. Like I say, as always, if you can't breathe, you can't fight. Simple as that. As Finn now double knees to the face, a code breaker there delivered by Balor. Now he's looking to lock in a heel hook here on JD. Looking to make McDonagh tap out here, but can JD stay in this one? And he does so. A boot to the face breaks the hold. And now McDonagh here, what's he thinking? Looking for a camel clutch here applied to Finn Balor here. Can Finn find his way out of this one? The JD yanking back of the neck in the lower back. The pressure being put on that as Finn no sweeps the legs. As JD looks for a clothesline, but Balor counters into a Pele kick. And Finn now starting to build some momentum in this one as Balor low on the attack here. JD on the ropes, but there's a forearm to the face, and McDonagh hangs Balor over the top rope. Just as Balor was looking likely to get back into this one, McDonagh has countered that with a cheap shot using the ropes as a weapon. And just yanking back on the leg here. And now a headbutt to Finn. Now there seems to maybe an issue for Finn Balor here to that knee. Well, if anyone knows any injuries, it is going to be JD McDonagh that Finn Balor's dealing with, and vice versa. Unless JD's kept them quiet to Finn Balor over the years. Now just a boot here again to the throat of the Prince as well. McDonagh is just exchanging some words there to Finn. Obviously JD told Finn to just stay gone, not to come back. But it's clear he's no longer the guy he once was. But Finn didn't listen to that. He's come back for revenge. There's an elbow to the face there, and a reverse sling blade. That's Balor now done in the old gear, looking to find his old self again here. Chop here, and now a basement drop kick to the side of the head. And Finn now staying on the attack here. What's Balor got planned next? Is Finn up into the shoulders, double knees to the midsection, the gut buster there, and Balor again digging that boot into the ribs. Clearly Balor softening up JD McDonagh for the coup de grace at some point in this one. Also JD McDonagh should have stopped Finn Balor going for that by taking out the legs, as Finn now sleeper slam there. Nothing flashy but effective as always. And now Finn A clothesline and an elbow to the back of the head. Rocks JD. That's Finn now. Locking up the arm here. Looking to break the arm, maybe looking to snap the arm here. JD McDonagh, can he do so? But McDonagh rolls through. And JD now with a Spanish fly. But Finn is still in it. Well, the frustration's now building for JD McDonagh. Hitting one of his biggest shots, and it wasn't enough to get the job done just yet. As Finn is still in this one, a shot on clothesline there will get him closer to the finish line. That's one thing for sure. It's not flashy, but it is certainly effective. As McDonagh up into the shoulders with Finn. And again plants him with Island's Claw for the second time. And Balor here climbing up into the corner, looking to rest and get back into this one. But McDonagh's not letting him do so, but Finn finds a way out. And Finn ducks underneath. Elbow through the heart, into the cover. But McDonagh kicks out. And what I told you, this one will be a great matchup. These two know each other inside and outside this ring so well. It's going to take a lot for one of these to get the job done. As Finn now. Well, not a code breaker, sorry, a backstabber there. The one he's to the back there of JD McDonagh. Like I say, he may also know some injuries that McDonagh's dealing with that we don't. There's an SEO takedown. There by Finn, and McDonagh now clinching at that back there. That's Finn. Up and down with the brainbuster. But JD kicks out again. But there wasn't much in that kick out, I'll tell you that for free. That's JD now. Knee to the face there. Looking to fight back into this one is McDonagh now. Looking for these huge form strikes here. Repeatedly to the jaw of Balor now. Double knees to the face again. As JD now raining out these huge punches to the face of the Prince. I think McDonagh may be looking for blood. To draw blood from Finn Balor. Oh, he's got his wish. If that's what he wanted. And there's something to the back of the head as well, just for a good measure. Now scraping the boots across that open wound. And now JD just taking a second again to just mock Balor and bask in the boots here tonight. We're seeing a breakout performance from JD McDonagh. That's one thing for sure. That JD is definitely hanging in there with Finn in this one. It's now McDonagh now. But Balor busted open. A boot across the face, that will not help things for Finn, who would have that blood dripping down into his face, into his eyes. Actually, now again going back after that wound here. Scraping a boot across it as well, for good measure. As now McDonagh going to the top rope here. Looking for the moonsault, but Banner got the knees up. And Finn with the sling blade. That's Balor now. Looking to rally in this one, but a crowd behind him. Busted open, no damage done to his legs, etc. But Finn is going to fight through the pain. Going to the top rope, looking for a superplex it seems. But McDonagh, quicker than Finn, counters there. Pushes Finn off the top. A bad landing there for Balor. Now JD goes back to the top. And this time gets a picture perfect moonsault. But Finn is still in this one. Much to the frustration of JD McDonagh. So asking Daphne to show how that wasn't a free count. How this one is still going. But Finn is stirring. Finn back to his feet. And Finn now scoops up JD. And JD kicks. But it was almost over just like that. As Finn now looking to rally in this one. As Finn now calling his shots. Calling JD back to his feet. And Balor now again with that huge forearm to the face. And now McDonagh now at ringside. And Finn not thinking about flying this time. Maybe looking to just do some more damage to JD McDonagh. Maybe looking to bust open McDonagh himself. After he's been busted open by JD. As Finn now driving the face of JD. Return to sender. Here in this one. And now Balor making the climb to the top rope here. Maybe thinking coup de grace. From McDonagh's back to his feet, looking to cut off Finn, but Finn counters just in time. And Finn, 19-16, but Balor's down as well. Both men are down. Balor gets the arm over the shoulder, or over the chest, sorry. Will that be enough? Not just yet. And Finn knows that was it. If only he could have capitalised a bit sooner. But the blood that he's losing, the lightheadedness is going to be feeling. Got the better of him there. And now Finn just teeing away. Knife edge chop after knife edge chop, and some punches to the eyebrow as well. And now Finn for war plays boot across the face there. And Balor now looking to do some damage here to the arm with a double foot stomp there. I think we're looking to put this one away. You've got to imagine both of these two have not got much left in this matchup, but there is another STO by Finn Balor there. That's Finn now. Snapmare. Looking to again to connect with a boot to the side of the head. And Finn feeling the crowd here tonight, feeling the momentum on his side. Can feel this matchup coming into his favour as Finn now teeing away the two chops. Looking for a pellet kick, but JD counters this time. And every time it seems like Finn Balor's going to get this one done, JD just about stays in this one. As McDonagh now again with his boot to the jaw here. Just digging it in deep. And, well, Finn, for the second time in this one, sweeps the leg though. And now Finn looking to lock in a figure four leg lock here on McDonagh, looking to do some damage to the knees of McDonagh himself. Looking to maybe keep him down for the coup de grace. Whenever Balor goes for it. And now Finn looking to go to the neck here, but Balor countered there. And JD, huge shot caught. Finn, kick to the midsection. Drop kick to the side of the head again, but Finn collapses once again in this one. And JD, well, back to his feet on the, or uses the ropes to get himself back to his feet. Though it's Finn now. What is Finn thinking here? With some last gasp energy, a tope on heel over the top for a second time. And while Finn climbs the barricade here, and Finn with a coup de grace off the barricade to McDonagh. And surely this one's over. What a matchup we've seen between these two. You'd expect nothing less. As now Finn calling his shots after the coup de grace from the barricade. Shotgun drop kick. And well, we all know what follows next. As Finn now to the top. But it's Culling McDonagh to his feet here. And Finn with a coup de grace to a standing JD McDonagh. That's it. And Finn Balor defeats JD in one hell of a main event. There's going to be part of Finn Balor that's proud of McDonagh tonight. That can put behind the Judgment Day issues. They can just see man to man that his work has paid off. The tutoring he's given McDonagh has paid off. He's stood his own in this main event. And well, this was the closing moments after the coup de grace off the barricade. Finn, shotgun drop kick. It was over here, but Finn wanted the massive moment there. The kill shot, the coup de grace, message sent to the Judgment Day, and maybe the Dominic Mysterio just there. And well, Finn seems to be back to his best here tonight on Monday Night Raw. And what a main event we just saw.